Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Trending Thursday. My name is Glenn, Senior Stock Market Strategist for VectorVest. Glad to be here. Glad to have you here. If you can hear me, please let me know in the chat, preferably with VV Nation, to let me know that I am coming across loud and clear. And then clear and loud, or just clear, or just loud, or all of them. All of the above. All right. So we'll see how many people are here, how many people are coming, how many people don't care, how many people really do care. Fitz is here, Bill is here, G Money, what's up? VP, Richard. So I am getting the people as they're coming in. Alert will hit momentarily, and then we'll have a lot of people in the room talking about what's going on in the market. Good afternoon, Kathy. Good afternoon, Akshaya. Glad to have you all here. I think the alert just hit. It sounded like it hit on my iPad, but I don't know. Where's my stand? Joey, why do you always move my stand when you're here?
I do not touch your stuff.
You always touching my stuff when you're here. Gosh, you need to stay home all the time. Stop mess with my stuff. All right, let's talk about something important. Is Joey? Wow. Is Joey here? Again? Yeah, Joey is very important. He is my most important friend in the whole wide world. I use the JPI all the time to find my stocks, but he just does not know that. All right.
Finally,
So
you're drinking the Kool-Aid.
I'm drinking the whatever.
My man.
Whatever. All right.
It tastes good, don't it?
No, it's
good.
kind of sour. It's some sour stuff. Ugh. All right. So, good to talk about. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. The Fed, Ryan and I kept you abreast of what was going on with the Fed yesterday, unchanged. But what does that now mean as we go into the next day after the market, gets a chance to absorb this? You can see that the market is up today. All right, the market is up today. The biggest leader is the NASDAQ. We do have one green light in the color guard pricing column. I'm going to talk a little bit about that today, especially because are we on the verge of the market going back up again, even though our major indicators never hit a level of looking for a market bottom? Niles is here from Denmark. Gotta love that. Vodka makes anything good. Man, I need to throw some of that into this coffee I'm about to make. Of course, I love the Cafe Bustelo. We got something coming up about Cafe Bustelo shortly. You guys gonna want to make your way to that video. Hi, Glenn. Wondering if a straddle makes sense before Apple's earnings. Interesting. We're going to talk about Apple today, but I think a safe play. Why, Joey? A safe play from any earning stock is always going to be a straddle. Now, someone says, well, I'm losing on it. Well, the whole idea is that one of the legs is going to go up. The other leg that's not going up, you get out of that leg, whether it's the buy, whether it's the put or the call side. What you're looking for in playing a straddle is you're looking for the side that goes up, whether they beat and it went up or they miss and it went down. That's how you play a straddle. All right. Now, if you're expecting a huge move, then you play a strangle. It's going to cost you less, but that stock's really got to move before it makes money. So there you go. Glenn, do you still like to play on USAP? Niles, that is my theme of the week when we get to that watch list for you guys is going to be steel is the hottest industry right now. So yes, I like USAP, but guess what, Niles? I may find another stock that I think may be a better play than USAP right now. Say what you will about Jerome Powell. I think he has been fairly transparent in his thinking. Compare that to the cryptic mutterings of Alan Greenspan when he ran the Fed. Listen, I don't think he's done anything wrong. I think that he put his foot in his mouth twice. He put his foot in his mouth when he called inflation transitory. And then he put his foot in his mouth when he said in November that we were going to get 3 rate cuts. All right. So that's the only negative talk that I can say about Jerome Powell. But I think for him to not be an economist, you do know that he's not an economist. He's a lawyer. I think that he's done a good job. I think that he's done a good job. So we'll see. When's the next on-site meeting and where will it be? you talking about for the Fed? I think the next one is not until June or July, something like that. I can check and find out, though. All right. So since everybody loves Joey, Janice says Joey is going to be better on this. There's no Joey picks today. He only has picks on Wednesday. But I got him in the contras. Looks like the market could be going up. Joey could be getting hit going into next week. We'll see. Possible GLBRT kicker today. And I'm going to talk about the market. As a matter of Lifestyle Coach says 210 viewers, 200 likes, and Glenn will analyze 20 stocks. Ooh. Oh, next VV meeting? We don't have on-site meetings. Dave, when you say we don't have user groups anymore. All right, we don't have user groups anymore. And Akshaya, the Chinese stocks up big is going to play a role in the 6 p.m. video for tomorrow. Make sure you watch it. It's going to play a big role in tomorrow's 6 p.m. video. All right, so what I want to do right now is just start off by getting into the market timing graph. This is what I'm looking at right now. We had a primary wave down, but we've had the underlying trend of the market by way of the MTI down as well, okay? But what I'm watching is as the market's starting to come up off of this level of support, the indicators are starting to migrate towards 1. As soon as they cross above 1, that's favorable. The MTI is the underlying trend of the market. The buy to sell ratio is the amount of buys compared to the amount of sells in the market. Normally when it's above 1, we've got more buys in the system than sells. The market is showing signs of strength. And of course, RT is moving up, tells us when the market's in an uptrend. So yes, we are currently in a primary wave down today. But if I go back to the home page is giving us a primary wave up. We got to see if it closes that way. All right, we got to see if it closes that way. But as we look at what's going on in the market, nice up day. Very little wick, no wick at the top of the candle, which means we're trading at session highs today. If anyone needs help with a like, close the chart and then click on the thumbs up. Oh, there you go, AB. Thank you for that. So KWEB is a Chinese stock. Again, tomorrow's video is going to be concentrating on some unique Chinese stocks that may be worth a look right now. All right, let's get to the news. Let's get to the news stories that I have today to show us. Now, the biggest question that I ask myself is, the Fed didn't change interest rates, right? Why is the market going up? Does anybody want to venture an answer as to why the market is going up? All right. Only thing that I can say in as far as the Fed is that he did not. He held rates the same, but he took a raise off the table. All right, because he took a raise off the table. So again, another month, another nothing. And he's still being, I don't want to say cryptic, but he's kicking the can down the road on when there is going to be a rate cut. Now, I've said this on one occasion. I've said this on more than one occasion. Be careful what you ask for, because technically, when the Fed cuts interest rates, it's because the market needs it, because the market is falling. And by the time he does cut, we'll already have been in a falling market. And then, so be careful what you ask for. The market, the economy is still showing strength between jobs numbers, which came out today, and employment in and of itself. I still think the market can take, on a macro level, I still think that the market can take a rate increase. The problem is that it would kill the economy, especially for the middle class. And then he's going to have to cut. He's not trying to do that. All right, so market is buggy, return on security. I know I had to find a story to show up here because I needed, Federal Reserve holds rate steady. Here's what that means for your money. Fed chairman has repeatedly said that the central bank prefers to keep rates higher for longer, until inflation retreats to 2%. How many of you think that the 2% is realistic? Type of 1. If you don't think that the interest, coming down to 2% is not realistic, type of 2. All right. If you think that it's realistic, type of 1. If you think it's unrealistic, type of 2. Unrealistic, type of 2. Realistic, type of 1. I am thinking that the way that the inflation is moving, keeps inching high, a little bit higher, a little bit higher. I think that they're going to have to change that number. They're going to have to adjust that number. I honestly think that they're going to have to adjust that number. Or for those of you who are typing 1, thinking that it is realistic, then we'll see. With March prices, inflation prices rising 3.5% from a year earlier, fueled by higher housing and gasoline prices. That's going to play important in today's news today as well. So now I got a question. What if the Fed doesn't cut? Equity markets were able to digest the pricing out of interest rate cuts for much of this year because of higher yields, in large part reflected improving expectations around the growth outlook. The pricing out of rate cuts is more a function of strong growth and stubbornly hot inflation. How many people does that sound like stagflation? Yes or no? Does that not sound like stagflation? Yes or no? All right, we think, and they call it disinflation. I don't know what the difference is between stagflation and disinflation. I'm going to talk to my good friend Todd Schaefer. I think that strong economy, stubbornly hot inflation, and the jobs market puts us in a situation of stagflation. I want to find out more about disinflation, though. Even so, UBS believes that the equity and credit markets should hold up well, even if the Fed does not cut rates, as long as rate hikes are on the table. In addition, it is believed that the bar for further Fed tightening is high. So I'm just looking at the market as a whole. As a bear, I've been getting clobbered, says Tinkerbell. This is one of those markets that I've also said, this is not a long-term investing market. This is definitely a trader's market, and it has been a trader's market for a minute. This is one of those markets that is more of a trader's market than a long-term investing market. All right, now I'm going to talk about my favorite subject, not oil. This article, Todd Schaefer and I looked it over because I needed to make heads or tails of this. U.S. crude oil inventories post a big build. Will you stop touching stuff? Stop!
Don't tell me what to do.
I'm telling you, just stop touching my mouse. A big build amid lower refinery runs. Commercial crude oil spikes rose by 7.3 million barrels last week. That's a lot. Analysts predicted 1.5 million barrel decrease. Holy smokes. We got a lot of oil on hand. Why are gas prices where they are? I'm going to answer that question in this. Glenn, that crude is manipulated. All those are imports, not all. Yes, the majority of that number is imports. And this article talks about that. Gasoline inventories rose by 344,000 barrels to 227 million, 3% lower than the 5-year average, with demand up by 195,000 barrels a day at 8.6 million barrels a day. That's in gas. But hold on. Where is it? Where is it? The majority of the oil that we have is imported. It's here somewhere. Crude oil production, unchanged. Crude oil, here it is. Crude oil imports increased by 274,000 barrels. We are importing 6.8 million barrels a day. Why? Oh, because we're not producing. So now that goes to why we have so much oil on hand. Does that make sense to everybody as I just walked you through that? That number of how much we have on hand primarily comes from oil we're importing, not oil we're producing. And then back that up with refineries are down. Stocks rose, crude fell. As exports fell and refineries reduced their capacity use. So we got all this oil. But we ain't refining it. This is just interesting from an oil perspective. I have said on more than one occasion that oil has been manipulated, and I think this story brings that to light. That it is, we got a whole bunch of oil. Stockpiles rose by 7.3 million barrels, but we imported 6.8 million barrels a day. Interesting. Niall says, Glenn, stagflation is high inflation, high unemployment, and slow growth. Aha, so maybe the story is right about disinflation. Thank you, Niles. All right, thank you, Niles. No refinery was down, hence more inventory. So, Glenn, we are not supposed to import. I don't think we should be. There's no need for us to import that much oil. We can drill. That's another story. We can drill and make our own oil. We don't need to be dependent. And I'm curious to know who we're importing it from. So now, Lou, don't forget the oil reserves are empty. Let me talk to you about that too. Commercial crude oil stocks, excluding strategic, the strategic, hold on. There it is. The SPR, the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, ended the week. Look at this number. 366 million barrels up by 594,000 barrels. All right, so that's a lot of barrels. That's a lot of oil. Looks like we have been putting oil back in. We ended the week with 363 million barrels. I think the strategic reserves is designed to hold like 700 million barrels. That brings to light that maybe we are slowly but surely, and maybe nobody's telling us, or is this number wrong? It says we ended the week with 366 million barrels. And again, the strategic reserves, I've done this in a live stream, is able to hold 700 million. So is this why are we importing the oil to put it into the SPR? Is that what it looks like to you? Are we importing the oil to put it into the SPR? Yes or no? Since we're not actually drilling? Well, if that's the case, that'd be an interesting thing. Your top 5 countries we imported in 2023 was Canada, Mexico, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and Brazil. All right, interesting. I wasn't aware of that, and I that's why I like this article. This article, SPR only up 0.5 million, 0.5, like a 500,000 barrels. Listen, here's the story, Fitz. Here's the story. It says that we ended the week. When was the story done? Yesterday, that we ended the week with 366 million barrels. Interesting. All right. Makes sense since the SPR always buys at high. And that's silly, Lee. Why would we buy at high prices? If the price is low, we should be buying it then. All right. So anyway, here we go. Commercial stocks, excluding Israel, 460 million barrels in a week ending it. I don't know why we're importing it. If we are importing it to put it back into the strategic reserves, I think we're silly for doing so. On the other side, yes, I am, Jazz. I am out of USO. I got out of it yesterday. I'm out of USO. On the other side of the coin, Shell smashes forecast with $7.7 billion quarterly profit. Well, if the refineries aren't refining, we got gas, and when we're going to artificially keep Price is high. That should change kind of as we get closer and closer to election, you would think. As we get closer and closer to election, you would think that there should be a major drop in gas. Glenn, disinflation is a temporary slowing of inflation. Man, I don't know what we are in. Are we in stagflation? Are we in disinflation? Are we in stupidflation? Are we in I don't give a flying flipflation? I like that. All right. I like, actually, sorry, directed at Glenn. What did you say, Jeff? Jeff said something. Jeff said something. I missed it. Yes, we are not seeing stagflation. UBS says we are experiencing reflation. All right. So I like my term. I don't give a flying flipflation. Yes. No. How many of you like that terminology? I don't give a flying flipflation. Type of 1 in the room. If you don't, type of 2. I don't care. I don't give a flying. I just want to be able to make money in the market. That's all. That's all I want to be able to do within, so, let's go to the next story. There we go. I'm getting those ones. Microsoft pledges that number, which is about $3 billion US in cloud AI investment in Malaysia. Microsoft, man, when it came from OpenAI, they made a lot of money off of that. Now they're putting a lot of money in Malaysia. I'm going to keep my eye on Microsoft. Alar was a good call, says GOH. Thank you. I like all Glennisms, says Stacy. All right. I don't give a flying flipation. I like that. All right. Microsoft's on the list. That's a lot of money be putting in Malaysia. Palantir, you guys know how I feel about Palantir, but Palantir still has a ton of upside. The stock is up 13% since this guy gave a call in November, in line with the S&P, but we think there's still potential for the stock to double. Ooh, I'm with that. With all of the contracts that Palantir has gotten globally, it just needs to turn into money. Just needs to be turning into money. Recent developments such as a strong Q4 earnings and accelerating sales growth further reinforcement the positive story of Palantir. I think with AI, this is still going to be big play. When? I don't know. Now, my next two stories are about drug stocks. Pfizer, finally the market is waking up. Pfizer's Q1 2023 results beat forecast. I think that should have been 2024, I think. When was the story there? Now I'm May 2nd. All right. The company expects continued growth from, they made a lot of money during COVID because of the COVID vaccines. Now, where's the money going? The money is possibly going into RSV because Pfizer exceeds Q1 expectations, restore earnings, raises, It's RSV that they're putting their money back into right now. Next company is Moderna. Same thing. Moderna quarterly sales beat expectations. It's not on COVID stuff. It is on RSV. Be considered equal to rival shots launched last year. All right, so Pfizer and Moderna, they did well during COVID. I'm wondering if Pfizer and Moderna may have an opportunity to do well going into season 4 RSV. Everybody knows I love Apple. Apple's earnings is coming up. Here's a story, sell Apple before earnings. Why? The best days could be over. And I'm never going to follow this person because he is so anti-Apple. Boo. But he recommends selling Apple shares due to the risk to China business. Now, as much as I may not like the story, that's real. All right, that's a real deal right there when it comes down to their business because they have a lot of business in China. Of course, they've got more business in the U.S. and China, but it could affect the bottom line. Apple's revenue has been stagnant, but its margins has increased due to the growing services division. That's what's been carrying Apple for the last couple of years. Phones come out. I get a phone. Joey gets a phone. I get a better phone than Joey. Joey then tries to get a better phone than me. Blah, blah, blah. I got my iPad. I got my Mac. I know I'm an Apple guy. But it is the services, the Apple Music, or all of the outside services that Apple does that's carrying the company. Palantir article agrees with your Friday night video. Thank you, Lee. Microsoft announced today they are also investing in Thailand. And and you look at these things from an AI perspective, Microsoft is getting it. OpenAI was a beautiful investment with them. They put in $1 billion and they turned around and threw another $11 billion before ChatGPT went ballistic. I'm wondering if the investments in Malaysia and Thailand is going to open up more revenue stream for them. I think I really, really do like Microsoft a lot. All right, last story is more about Apple, but I did a deeper dive. This is, I forget what is this freaking site? TipRanks. All right, I use it for a lot other analysis that I can't always find. But 31 ratings, 31 different big companies are own Apple. 18 have a buy, 11 a hold, 2 of them have a sell. They've got a high target of about 250 and a low target of about 158. Remember, earnings hasn't come out yet. This is interesting to know where Apple has a potential to go. Options. Look at the open interest. Look at the open interest on, where is it? Where is I looking at? Open interest. There it is. 48,000 sitting at 180. That's the May 3rd 180 call. That's very interesting that potentially Apple has the ability to go up to $180 by way of options. Does everybody understand that? Yes or no? I'm just looking at the open interest on calls. It's got an open interest of 48,000. I like to try to use options as a means to give me some kind of indication of where people can potentially think the stock is going. It's TipRanks. This is today's call. 180 to May 3rd, 2024, 180 call. That's where the open interest is. So very interesting. If it does go up, it could go up exponentially. It's trading at 172. That's an $8 move. I don't know what that equates out to. Percentage-wise, it's not a lot of percentage, but it looks like that's where options think that Apple may go. TipRanks. 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 I don't always talk about it because I think that it's 4.6%. Thank you, Gio. All right, so now if they do hit, that's a number to look for. Stacy says the same thing. That's something to look at. Agree, Glenn. I bought a bull put spread. There you go. I'm thinking just by options action, especially on open interest, looking at that 180. I saw the same on the put side. Now, this is just showing the call side, not the put side. All right. Hold on. Strikes, expiration, stack, in the money. I don't see where I can change from calls to puts. I wonder. Oh, there's the puts. How about option? The big open interest on puts is about 175. All right, which is, so I'm looking at, based on options, people are looking for Apple to go up. Somewhere between 175 and 180. For many of you out there, did you find that useful? Now, keep in mind, if Apple turn around and just give some bad guidance, the stock's going to go to hell in a handbasket. But looking at options could give you some semblance of where the stock could go. Did you guys find that useful? Now, this is not etched in stone, folks. This is just looking at the options players and where they expect the stock to go. So it's trading at 172, 175 to 180 is where they're looking. Very useful, Glenn. But now, if you're going to be a buyer of an option, I always say buy about 45 days. You want to buy the time to be right. If you're going to sell an option, you want to sell it for 30 days or less. You want to save it, sell it for 30 days or less. All right, earnings, last thing. Here we go. Go down over the since 2022. They missed earnings only once. Now, it doesn't show revenue. I was looking to see if I could see earnings and revenues, but they only missed earnings. That was February 2nd, 2023, quarter one. 2023, quarter one was the only time they missed earnings. You know what else I don't like? Last year's earnings per share was at 152. They're looking to go 150. They're, going lower. Interesting, last quarter, though, 2024, quarter one, last year, they made more money. Well, I think a lot of that was because of the whole AI tech craze. 129, 139, 120, 120, 152. I'm just comparing it, trying to see if they're guiding lower. And I would think the guiding lower accommodates all kinds of stocks in the current situation right now because it's tough. It's tough with high interest rates. All right. So interesting. Apple's in my list as well. Let's go to the software and look at all of these stocks that made the news. Go to viewers, markets. Let's go change this to, the flying flip is it? There it is. To the software. All of the major indices are up today. Who's leading the way? Russell 2000. All you greedy folks out there is getting into them low dollar stocks. Y'all better watch yourself. You better check yourself before you wreck yourself. Just be careful. One day doesn't make a trend, but it looks like big money is going into the lower dollar stocks, and the VIX is falling. That tells me there's less fear in the market. People are greedy. Apple has lots of cash on hand. They got like $73 billion on hand, Prakash. Yeah. In that analysis, I saw that they had like $73 billion on. That's a lot of money to have on hand. Not many companies can say that they got that much cash on hand. I need to roll up there and say, yo, could you hook a brother up with $1 billion? Can you? Can I have your number? 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 Can you give me $1 billion? Can I have your number? Joey, if I did that, you think I would get arrested? Yes or no? You think if I went up to Apple, Joey's asleep. He's not even here. His mouse is not moving. I wonder if I could do that. Can I have your number? Rajiv, we've talked about SMCI on more than one occasion. I cannot talk to you any much more about SMCI. I have told you what you should be doing with SMCI on more than one occasion. I don't think you should be it. Joey will bail you out. I'll be like, Joey ain't got $1 billion. Joey, I'll be like, if you had $1 billion, I'd be like, Joey, can I have your number? Can you bail me out? Can you give me $1 billion? Can I have your number? All right. Big news stocks. Troy says EBS jumped over 100% today. Listen, when I get to ask you about your stocks, depending on how many likes we get, remember, I give you a stock for every 10 likes. Depending on how many likes we got, I will look at your stocks. How many? All right. Microsoft, I like. Apple, interesting. Overvalued. It's got a strong tendency to meet or exceed earnings with relative safety above 1. It's in an uptrend right now. And look at that. Earnings growth, not double digits. This is not a growth stock anymore. It's not truly a growth stock anymore. Uranium, you going in right now. I like uranium. I've given you 4 commodities, 3.5 commodities that I like. I like uranium. I like lithium. My half is gold. And my last one is uranium, lithium, son of a gun. My half is gold. There's a 4th one. Anybody remember what my 4th commodity I like right now? I don't remember. Uranium, lithium, copper. There it is. Lithium because there's a big uptick. There's a big uptick in EVs again. Copper was it. Silver, I like over gold. All right. Silver, I like over gold because I think gold is a little bit more overbought than silver. But you also got to watch the dollar. You got to watch the dollar. A strong dollar is going to hurt gold and silver. All right. Just also, oil is not my big commodity right now. Those were my 4. Those were my 3.5. Gold is my half. Those are my 3.5 right now. 3.5. There you go. 3 I didn't put my middle finger up or nothing, did I? No, 3.5, not 4. Put that down. 3.5. All right. What is a good swing trade for uranium? I'm probably going to look at URA, look at the whole space, or CCJ. But I'd have to look at their graphs. URA, I like playing the whole space. All right. All right. What else was on the list today? Shell. Look at that big move on Shell. They made a lot of money. mRNA is the biggest mover. Pfizer's not even moving up as much as mRNA. I think they're making a big push towards RSV. I'm about to say, I don't have tiny, I got big hands. You know why? I'm not getting into that. I'm not getting canceled. Nope. Not going to say it. I got nothing to say about that. UEC is a good play. But I'd like, if I'm going to look at uranium, I am all about URA, CCJ. CCJ is one of the best uranium companies that are out there, outside of and playing the whole space with URA. All right. So oil's my only commodity, says Neil, and that's fine. USO, I am out of. I told you I got out of it. I still think it's being manipulated, and I'm hoping that story put more validity behind that statement. I could not make that statement by way of VectorVest alone. All right. I think that theoretically oil should be going gangbusters and should have been going gangbusters, but it ain't. So, all right. Those are my stories. They're all up today. If I'm playing this, which stocks would I put my more emphasis on? mRNA, Shell. Not only are they up today, but they are in uptrends. Microsoft, on the other hand, is a fundamentally sound stock with RT below 1. I think when it starts talking about its investments outside of the United States, that's going to move the RT higher. That's what I think is going to happen. All right. Pfizer, if I'm going to play either one of them, Pfizer or Moderna, I'm going more so with Moderna. It's a faster moving stock. Shell, news, it's news. It's not fundamentally, it's just news. We'll see. Apple for earnings. Actually, let's go look at the graph. Oh, we know how to look at this, don't we? We know how to look at a stock that's coming up with earnings, don't we? Let's go to the graph layouts. Got to find it now. Dagnum, I got a lot of freaking, is it at the bottom? No. Sigh. Earnings graph. Let's go peep it out. What is this on? 1 hour? Let's go put this on the 6-month graph. Ooh. From an earnings perspective, it's losing its ability. Interesting that RS is moving down, where it's only missed earnings once over a time period we just looked at. The earnings growth, though, is going up. Oh, that's really, but the earnings is going up. Earnings growth is going up. Sales growth is going up. Average volume. People are jumping on board even prior to earnings. I think Apple beats. Now, I think they beat earnings. So listen. Is everybody listening? Type a yes or no in the room, because this is important what I'm finna say. Is everybody listening? Yes or no? I gotta wait to see until I see if you're listening. I'm gonna make some coffee in the meantime. You guys listening? All right. This is gonna play a major role in the earnings. I think they beat earnings. I don't think they beat revenues. I think that with the advent of sluggish sales in China, I don't think they beat revenues. And I'm not sure that in a high interest rate scenario that they beat revenues. Why? Is Joey about to say something? Joey ain't gonna say nothing. All right. Bear or not, the China story will prevail. So, Glenn, that is why I say sell Apple. All right. So that was what that story said. I also look at Apple just by the graph in a channel. I like the coming off this level of a low. I got some buying pressure going into earnings today. Look at the big wick at the bottom. I got some earnings going into, I got some momentum going into earnings. I think that they beat earnings, but they miss revenue. All right. And you're right, Kiwi. Meow. It's all about the guidance. I didn't even talk about that. But I think that based on what's going on, I think that they beat earnings and miss revenues. We'll see. We'll see. All right. We'll see. Yeah. How many of you have loving this new graph that you can use within VectorVest to give you some heads up on what you think earnings should look like? Type a 1 in the room. We just did this recently. I love it. 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 And hopefully I was able to bring it to your attention and that you like it as well. That you guys like it as well. This is T-Lou says guidance will be up. All right. Guidance will be up. I still think that they hit earnings but miss revenues. And maybe if they can guide up, we get up to that 180, which the options action says is where the open interest is. All right. So we'll see. That's all my insight that I can give you in regards to Apple's earnings coming up. All right. All right. Cherry pick. I got some MPI stocks for you. Used for a lot of earnings this week, says Stacy. Great. All right. MPI, one day. Here's some fish for you. They're all moving up. 3, 4 out of 5 have RTs above 1. These are my fish that I'm giving to you. Let's graph these real quick. What time is it? 2:41. That's fine. Let's graph these real quick. Put it on a 3-month graph. And actually, I'm going to go back to one of my tried and true graphs that I like. We'll see. Someone's going to complain and say, it's taking a long time for the graph to load up. It's going to happen. Graph layout. Where's Glenn Trade? Somewhere. Oh, wait. Glenn Trade. Now I'm going to look at the 3 and the 8s. These are MPI stocks. But I want to look at it. Look at that. This stock just broke out of, was this an earnings play? It was not. Just broke through a level of resistance. Look at that volume. I like the stock rising on rising volume. Keep that in your, wow. PBI, Pitney Bowes. That was an earnings play, but trading high at the session high. Very little wick at the top. Look at that volume. Good, googly, muggly. Keep that on your watch list. MSOX, nicely moving up today. Nope, I don't like it. Little volatile. The 3 and the 8 haven't crossed. It is above 1 on RT. That's an aggressive play. I wouldn't want to take it, even though it's a fish. Ooh, Tiger. Look at that. Broke above this level of resistance, came back down. The 3, the 8 are in on good volume, and RT is going above 1. Yeah, keep that on your radar. Ooh, Assure software. Earnings. Look at that. 3 to 8 to 20. And it broke through a level of resistance sitting here at about 802, only by 2 cents. It's moved from a little bit longer term sell to a hold. I like this. Rising volume. I like this stock, and I cannot lie. Oh my God, Becky. Look at that graph. It is just moving up so much. Doom, 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 doom. Dang it. I couldn't even finish the joke. Good gravy. All right. So these are stocks on that I want you all to have on your radar. Midas Touch stocks. All right, Midas Touch. What is your take on Berkamjit? Listen, when I ask for stocks, try to be one of the first ones that come up. All right, I keep telling you that. What is your search on which stock, Prakash? None of these were searches. These were, it all depends. The MPI was a search. It's already in the system. The Midas Touch is already in the system. But here's another list of Midas Touch stocks as fish that are all moving up today. Let's go put some 3 months. Look at that. Lifeway, back on the move. Back on the move again. That's all the words I know to the whole song. Like the move. Pulled back, bigly, but look at the 3-8 crossing on good volume. RT is still already above 1. Lifeway looks good again. Woo! Elam. Drug biomedical. Was that an earnings play? It is not. I'd be careful with this, though. It's a little bit more of a parabolic. Glenn, if your pipe smoking starts affecting your singing, we're going to have a problem. Sorry, Kevin. How do you feel about education stocks? I don't know. So again, I some of those questions I'm going to give a half answer to, because I'm not ready to look at individuals. You guys are slick. I said to wait until I'm ready to look at stocks. You guys keep slipping stocks in there like y'all just slick. Y'all slick. Glenn, where you had Azure, that came, which one was that? Sigh. Azure came out of MPI, I think. Azure came out of MPI. All right, Azure came out of MPI. All right, let me finish looking at these stocks. I do like I already looked at Lifeway. Elam, just be careful. I think it's parabolic. Trox, I do like as well. Earnings, trading right at session highs on good volume. BNTC, I thought it said bipolar, but it's biopharmaceutical. Anyway, bottom left, top right, lot of wick at the top, but the 3 and the 8 are still solid and above the 20. Volume's really not there. I'd at least think about it. But Maya, biotech, closed candle, be careful, but the 3, the 8, and the 20 are still solid. The 3, the 8, and 20 are solid. Just be careful with that. So that was 2 sets of fish. Weed stocks, nope, not talking about them. Can I say that? Cannabis stocks. Cannabis stocks. Man, we got psyched out like a son of a gun, didn't we? We got psyched out like a son of a gun. Ticked me off. I made a lot of money and then I gave it all back. ACB, Thomas, GRWG. I think that's enough. We got Amir. Right now, I am in 2 stocks only in the whole wide world. I'm only in 2 stocks only. How do we get the MPI search on our system? It's in the Unisearch. It's already in the Unisearch. Go to Unisearch and there's a folder. It says near perfect indicator. There it is. It's in the software. And for those of you who are looking for the Midas Touch, go to cherry picking and Midas Touch. And I used Midas Touch percent price change. All right. What was I getting ready to do? Dag nabbit. You guys keep moving me. Stop moving me. Look at that. Big move and then pull back. That was on MJ. There's ACB pulling back hard. GRWG pulled back hard, but a little bit of rebound. That's the only one that looks like anything that I would take. What do I have? Stop moving me from all over the place. OMG. Oh, research. Charles Schwab. This is going to be the last off-topic question I'm going to ask because I always like to be transparent. The 2 stocks that I own right now, it's only 2. 2 stocks that I own right now are SHIP, SHIP, and AMZU. Those are the only 2 stocks that I own right now. SHIP and AMZU. Amazon. I'm still playing the earnings play off of Amazon. Those are the only 2 that I have. Sorry, I thought it was our turn. No, I haven't asked y'all for stocks yet. Why are y'all putting stocks in there? All it took for one person to put a stock, and now everybody's still. I'm not ready for your stocks yet. It's a good thing I love you people to death. It's a good thing that I do. All right, let's go back to the viewers tab. I didn't do any multi-baggers this week. Glenn, I can't detail of the near perfect indicator. I've talked a lot about the near perfect indicator. We've got a lot of videos on the near perfect indicator as well. Wow, Glenn, fully representing with your SHIP recommendation. I like the stock. I do. But you said you will never sell MCI, the ones you... Who said I was going to... Where did I say I was going to sell SMCI? Hold on. Woos. Did I make my coffee? I did. Let me take a sip. Goodness gracious. All right, that's all I needed. I'm good now. Today's big movers. Did I have big movers for today? Yep. These are all stocks moving up on big volume, big out of, stocks. Wow, look at that. LNTH earnings. Nope. Watch the wick though. Love the move. Big jump, big volume. Watch the wick. I'd be careful with that one. I wouldn't touch that. I couldn't touch that. Ooh, ANGI. I like the 3 and the 8, the 20. I like this. And RT is about to go. Keep this on your radar, folks. It's got another level of resistance to get through at 247. And then another one after that at 253. If it gets through both of those, we can get to the 3-month high of about 309. I like this play. I like that possibly RT is about to cross. I'd be careful though. Very little wick at the top, which means it's trading at session highs. The ones you bought, the 10 stocks you bought January. Oh no, those stocks I'm holding. I'm not holding them personally. That watch list of stocks is still going until the end of the year. It's going to the end of the year. All right. Yes, Rick, it is, and we're gonna talk about some Cafe Bustelo in the video. Gio, why are you trying to get slick? I didn't ask for stocks yet. Ooh, Fan H, big wick, be careful. I'm not sure I still like that one. The 3 and the 8 is just crossing on APVO. It's $1.05 on big volume, and it's not earnings. I just keep my eyes on that. Remember, those are just big movers, so they're technical plays. Weekly theme. Somebody was asking me about this. Weekly theme, I got on steel stocks. These are my top 5 steel stocks. USAP, big down day today. I do like GSM. I'm going to graph all of these real quick. I'm going to still look at the 3 and the 8. Which one is, wow, CRS, beautiful looking equity curve. Steel stocks I like. USAP though, not right now. If you own it though, wait for the 3-8 to cross. But now I like CRS. Now I don't like ATI. Now I do like GSM, but I'd like to see it go above that level of 547. Now, ooh, MTUS, way too early to take now.
You're saying meow.
I said now, as in
meow.
Shut up. I'm gonna punch you. MTUS moving down. I'd like to see the 3-8 cross. But if the steel space is moving, this could be a good entry at the right time. That is what I'm going to hold them to. Oh my gosh. I didn't tell you to do that. Let me go to the portfolios. Sigh. Go to my portfolios. Where's my picks for the year? What's it called? 5-year growth stocks. What are they doing? Oh, still up a little bit. Not Magnificent 7. What is it? Top 10 picks for 2024. Yeah, I'm still up on that from 2024. I'm not telling you to hold it. It's just a sell. These stocks I have to hold. Look at the equity curve of the portfolio too. It's slowly but surely going down. I'm not telling anybody who owns to still hold SMCI at all. I am not going to tell you to do that. Yeah, I'm up. I'm up a lot. But there's no reason for you. Look at the equity curve of the whole portfolio. Look at the stock. It's a sell. I wouldn't tell you to hold it. Sigh. Amir, sir. That's not what I wanted. Right now, Amir, I'm so mad at you. Not really. Let's go look at it. I wouldn't tell any of you. Look at that, Amir. I'm not telling any. The reason why I'm holding it in that portfolio because they were my top 10 picks for the year. I'm going to live and die by the results. But I'm not going to tell any of you to hold. There's no reason why I would still hold SMs. Do you agree with that? Yes or no in the room? There's no reason why I would still be holding SMCI. You agree? Yes or no? I wouldn't hold this. I wouldn't hold this. It made a lot of money. As you can see in the portfolio, it made a lot of money. All you're doing is giving it back. All you're doing is giving it back. Why not? It's doing great. It's doing great where? All right. It made you a lot of money. Are you giving it back? Are you giving it back, Amir? All right. That's all I got to say. All right. How many likes do we have? 88. I'm going to give you nine stocks to take a look at. 9 stocks to take a look at. Viewers, customer picks. First 9 stocks that come up. DAKT, comma, KT, comma, PRDO, comma, now I got to go back up in the list. You guys now type 2 quick. EU makes 3. I love you too, Amir. PNTG, CELH, NXPI, MNDR, PGR, Microsoft. We already looked at Microsoft, Roy. So I'm not going to put that in the list. How many stocks is that? How many say I'm going to give you is 9? That was going to give you 9. Oh, that's exactly 9. Here's your stocks. Again, the stocks come in based upon the likes. All right? The stocks come in. You're welcome, Troy. And it's not advice. Only thing I can give you is guidance. It's never advice. All I can ever give you is guidance. Does that make sense, Troy? Okay. Here's your stocks, EDU. Well, let's graph all of these real quick. These I'm going to put onto, let's go put these onto an MPI graph. Wondering if you gave these to me, if these are stocks that you're currently holding. All right. And if that's the case, let's go give them a little bit of a longer view. PRDO. Wow, what the flying flip happened here? This stock is just moving sideways, sideways, sideways. I don't know what was different from this earnings story to this earnings story to this earnings story, but a big breakout. And we're trading at the session high. I'd keep this on my radar. It gapped up bigly. It gapped up bigly. I like the play. I like the play. Look at the crossover and a low trough on RT. I like the play. Amir says you have good insight to all the stocks you picked on Jink. Well, that's why I'm gonna hold them to the end. Rodney says Mama is looking good, Glenn. You talk about my mama? Let's go to the next stock. PGR, Progressive. Nice move over the last 6 months. A little bit of a channel right now. A little bit of a channel right now. And look at the day's move. Put us back into it. We've got trend. So the people who are holding it long term, I'm all right with that. But those people who are looking to get in and get out, you should have been out on 4.9 when we lost trigger on the MPI. But right now it's just moving sideways. Trend is still there. Next one. Ooh, Celsius. It did good when it went good. It did bad when it went bad. I got a little bit of sideways action here. I like the bounce off support. Couple of days up. Really no trend, no trigger. I could probably find you a better stock than this. I could probably find a better stock than this. Next one, NXPI earnings. Ooh, it gapped up and faded the gap. But look at the buying pressure. Look at the big wick. Buying pressure, but indecision today with the doji as well. I got trigger. You know, I'd look to see if it can take out the high of 264.05. I know that that's $11. That's what I'd be looking for. All right. Next one, GigaCloud. A lot of news back and forth on how good or not good this stock is. I got trend. Look at this trigger. Not only that, I don't have trigger, but look at RT has been rolling down. It's not a good sign. But if I look at from that level of a low, do I really have higher highs? That's higher highs. Higher lows. That's higher lows. I'd like the update. I'd like to see it break back into this uptrend of higher lows. That's what I'd look for. Not only that, that's a swing high as well. It's a couple of things. Once it gets above that, the next level is that it will break through that swing high. I would keep that. That's what I'd look for. All right. Ooh, DAKT. Love the bounce from support. I'm not in it now. Let's go see if we can get up to 1035. Let's go see if we can get up to 1035. We've got trend. I don't have trigger yet. I think if we get above 1035, trigger will hit. The stock's got good upside potential from that point. All right, but right now, if you're in it, you're lucky, you're good. But keep in mind, you have headwinds right here as well. You've got headwinds right here as well. I sold Celsius this morning, was going down. Should we get in? Did you not see the graph? Did you not see the graph? What did I just say? Are you listening? Sigh. All right. EU. Ooh, right at a 3-month high. It did. It hit the 3-month high. Ooh, bottom left, top right, a little bit more volatile in the play. A little bit more volatile, but I got trend and I got trigger. Yeah, if I'm going to take EU, let it get above $5. You want me to yell a little? Why do you want me? Does anybody want me to yell? Type of one if you really want me to yell. Yeah. I hope you don't want me to yell. All right, let's go to the next one. Wow, PNTG looks beautiful. Bottom left, top right. Down day to day, but if you're in it, leave it alone. If you're in it, leave it alone. That's a beautiful looking equity curve. All right. It just looks like me and Amir are talking right now. Sorry. Somebody else type something. I don't want to be just talking to Amir. Somebody else type something. Quick. All right. Mike, yell if you feel the need, but please not directly at Joey. Wow, really? All right, next one, MNDR. It's a new stock for us. Thank you, Janice, for putting it. The coffee is great. Yell only when you're singing. Bill said so. A couple of y'all put something interesting about this stock. See the gap? It did fade the gap, and now it's trying to get back. A lot of selling pressure. I'm not a big fan of this stock. It ain't shown me enough right yet. All right, I'm done. What time is it? Right at 3:03. Joey's going to be complaining anyway, because that's what he does. Joey complains. All right, so we looked at your stocks. Again, it all based upon how many likes we get. Hi, John. You want multi-bagger? I'm not ready to give you multi-bagger yet. I'll tell you why. We go back to the home page. I'm not ready for a multi-bagger yet, given the market's conditions. Let the market come to me. Primary wave is up just today. Primary wave is up today. I'm not ready to give you more multi-baggers until the market can show me that it's a little bit more stable to moving to the upside. All right? That's why San Francisco, I didn't put it up there. Does that make sense? Please give your overall feel on semi stocks. We looked at them. We got to be careful with them. Look at the graphs, Amir. Amir, that'll tell you everything you want to do. Well, you want to know. I've been listening to VectorVest while doing landscape. I can't hear Glenn when I'm using my chainsaw. Damn, maybe you shouldn't have your chainsaw on. I know. Lou says, Amir want Glenn to go totally nuts yelling. I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. All right. Hey, we had a good time today. How many likes did we finish? I always like to get at least 100 likes. We're right there at 99. Once this is up, do me a favor, folks, share it. Let other people know what we do here on our live streams and how we help you people in VV Nation make money. That's what it's all about. Is wheat in the world of hurt? I saw wheat falling. I'd wait on panicking on it because I still think commodities are still really good for the current market. I wouldn't panic, but if it hits your sell points, then get out. A Glenomere? What is that? Glenomere. Did somebody just call me Glenomere? What the hell is that? There's somebody, it's interesting at times to see the Glenomere dynamics. Oh, the Glenomere. Oh gosh. I just got it. It took me a minute to get it. Glenomere. Wow. The Glenomere. Joey said no days off, so I have to listen while using power tools. Love him. He is a good man. Hard to meet good people. Okay. Well, thank you. I got it now, Janice. I got it. All right, I got to go. Folks, you guys have a great day. Again, share this with your on your socials, all right? Cannot go wrong with Old Forester, even when it goes down. Oh, okay. Adios, arrivederci.
You know what that is, Glenn?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Go ahead.
Adios, arrivederci. Ciao, au revoir, sayonara, aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. Odabu. Bom dia. Salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. Have a great rest of the day, folks. See ya.